Yo, right here in the small box. When you're in a contractual friendship, you need to understand, even though this is contractual, the friendship part, which is a lot of the times these celebrities or artists, they're faking or they're acting. You still need to keep up the friendship. A lot of people don't understand what I'm going to be talking about, but please just simply understand this. Some friendships out there are signed on dotted lines. And because these two look good together, they can make money together, which makes it a business relationship, but not an actual friendship. You see what I'm saying? So, looking at this, looking at the history with Drake and Kai Cenat, bro, one side is actually trying to reach out to work. The other side is just using you for publicity and just vibes and doesn't really care. You're not keeping up the friendship part of the contractual friendship. And don't try to come in here saying Kai Cenat couldn't back him up on whatever he dropped on episode 3 of Iceman. Because there was multiple things promised that never happened. So let's get that out the way. All right? So now we're sitting here today. Of course, Kai Cenat got to talk back. Kai Cenat got to protect his brand, Vivet. Now, me being someone that cares about fashion and actually has a passion for fashion, seeing Kai Cenat do this switch up and change, I respect. But I respect it because I'm familiar with the background. It is not an easy task to be a fashion designer. It is tough, okay? So seeing him switch up, putting in more work on his craft and learning and honing in on talents and capabilities that he doesn't necessarily have, hey, bro, that's different to me. But I'm not focused on that right now. I'm focused on the fact that we got this man right here, knowing that everybody that's in your class is putting out phenomenal albums, phenomenal projects. You promised an album a year ago. Still don't got it. Make it make sense. How are you going to promote something over a year ago and then never drop it? But we get a couple episodes from a series that didn't end up looking good at all. Sorry, I'm critical. I know a lot of people in Toronto, they like to ride. Do what you want. I'd rather walk. Sorry. So look, we got thevill in front of us. We're going to go ahead and lock in, bro. Kai Cenat, you damn well right you got to defend Vivet, bro. Because all these little trolling tactics, the same thing that we've seen 50 Cent do and then got packed up by all of T.I.'s family. That's magic to me. You see what I'm saying? So, let's lock in. Y'all know where you at? Y'all know how we do this? Let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Yo, you, right here. In the small box, right here in the small box. Welcome back to flexmob reactions, only on the flexmob network. I'm Flex. Welcome back to the channel. Y'all tapped in with your favorite Canadian reaction channel and network. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to the flexmob. Shout out to the shadow mob. Y'all on the vibe already. Drake, you gotta cut it out, bro. You gotta cut it out. Kai Cenat's too young, and you up there in age. You bullying him, that looks weird. When 50 Cent bullied T.I., okay, we wanted to see something from that. But you're bullying Kai Cenat. Why? Why? Out of the blue, why? That's stupid to me. You look weird to me now. That's peculiar behavior. But look, let me not say anything else because y'all know me. I like the app. Like, comment, share, subscribe. You know the vibe. You tapped in, man. Let's go ahead and get started with this video. Shout out thevill. You already know.
It looks like Kai Cenat was able to cook Drake back after getting dissed on Instagram. Drake went to Instagram to go ahead and troll Kai Cenat, went and played on his brand that he's been working on. Recently, Kai Cenat has stepped away from live streaming to work on his brand Vivet. And I guess Drake took the time to call it out. And that's not the only thing he's been doing. He's been promoting his album that hasn't came out yet. He's promised this album a year ago, has talked about it and teased it for the millionth time. But as of recently, he's been doing it a lot more. And then now he's trying to talk about Kai Cenat. He plays on the designs that Kai Cenat has been working on. He says, I'm a Vivet designer, and these are my concepts.
That's weird.
And this is Drake playing on the fact that Kai has been performative, or people have been calling him out for looking performative at least. You see him in the video, you see him with the book, you see him looking more nonchalant. So people have been calling this performative. People have been saying things about him, and he's been catching flack for this. And Drake is using this to troll him, obviously, right? People have been doing it. He's been criticized about this. People have been talking about it on social media. And Drake is using this to...
If only people knew how hard it is to be a fashion designer. And the fact that Kai Cenat is stepping in that, he's stepping in that truth, that just goes to show you how much he really cares about it. How much, you understand, like when you put on a good outfit, that's empowering. Seeing all the photos of Kai Cenat's fits and he's showing it off however you want to do it. He's finding empowerment through that. Now, to a lot of people, it's just simple clothes. Some overpriced clothes, some clothes that just look weird, too baggy, that's cool. But you also got to understand the trends that we have now. That's why we have that look. But I'm not focused on the look. I'm focused on what it can do to you in a positive way. That's empowering. It actually builds up your character in a sense. So Kai Cenat's taking it upon himself to see what he saw, feel what he wore, and said, I want to do my own. Come on, man.
To get at him.
Thank you, production in Italy?
Yes.
For a particular thing. All right, rap one.
In a way, I feel kind of bad because if you really think about it, Kai Cenat hasn't really said anything about Drake. He hasn't really said anything recently about anyone. A lot of people are talking about him, his relationship, and all these other things that go around him, but he hasn't really said anything much about other people. I do get why people cringe at the fact that he pops out this way, but really, if he's going to spend his time trying to design and influence, I think that's a lot more better way to spend your time than trying to influence people to gamble. I mean, if you're going to call out someone because they're spending their time a lot better than you, what can you really say? But Kai Cenat has decided to respond to this. He decided to say something back. Kai Cenat had posted to his story on Instagram, responding to Drake's story and telling him to drop his album. Drake responds with laughing emojis. But you know what's crazy about this? The whole reason why Drake is being petty towards Kai Cenat is because of the Iceman album itself. So it's funny for Kai Cenat to talk about the album in response to Drake, because that's the whole reason why Drake is upset with him in the first place.
Biggest waste of my fucking time of all time. The biggest waste of my goddamn.
The biggest waste of my time. Iceman episode 3 rollout. Drake ain't forget. Drake ain't forget. Drake is petty. He knows exactly what's going on. He's still upset that Kai Cenat had dissed his Iceman episode 3. After having him at Streamer University, he thought it's going to be love when he heard his live stream, but it didn't work out that way. Kai Cenat did not like the live stream at all. He disliked Iceman episode 3. So it's funny to see that Kai Cenat is telling him to drop the album, because we all know that's the reason why you don't like Kai at this point.
Yo, I can't fake it. I can't fake it. That was ass. I can't fake it.
He called it ass. He called it ass, and Drake ain't never forget about that. And he's not wrong for calling it ass. Iceman episode 3 was boring. It was a snooze fest. You had people follow you all over with trucks with just some random elevator music. Nothing is happening. Nothing is going on.
Listen, y'all know me, because what people need to understand is that I have a advertising and marketing communications background. I am a graduate of that program. I'm very familiar with branding, advertising, promotion, as well as PR. That's easy work for me. I can do it by accident if I want to. In fact, a couple reaction videos ago, maybe like a couple months ago, I have given tips and ideas on how to make the Iceman series 10 times better. I threw it out there. I just said, here, free game, take it. Literally. Things you can do. How you want to build the brand. How do you want this to look? Because as of right now, Iceman has no look. That's more revenue that way. I've given you tips how you had the Amazon store and didn't use it correctly. Don't get me started, because I promise you're going to learn something by accident over here.
We are following you around the city. You end one of the streams. Because somebody was hackling you. And then on Iceman episode 3, the one that he watched, we were just playing music for 2 hours straight. And it's not like it was good music. It was just a loop song over and over and over again. Look, bro, I've seen the negative comments about Iceman. I've seen his own fan base not like Iceman episode 3. And if you're...
I watched the streams. I've seen a lot of L's. It didn't look good.
You're going to get mad at a live stream for critiquing your live stream, then you're out of pocket, because if anybody knows what a good live stream is, it's going to be Kai Cenat. And he just had to be honest with you and say that shit was ass.
Can't fake it. I actually can't fake it. I actually can't fake it. That was so ass.
Kai was the one to clap back, and Drake was the one to antagonize him. But I think Drake has been in the game for so long to know that I am going to use somebody and their likeness to my benefit. I know that I could say something and they could respond to it, whether it's in my DM or in public. But it was only to respond to what he said first, primarily. And he's responding to him in private. But then when you post a screenshot of it, it's almost like if you're giving Drake what he wants, the free promo. Kai Cenat has a lot of people that watch him. Kai Cenat has a lot of people that listen to him. I think Kai cooked him. I think he really did. I think he really baked him right here, because you know that Iceman is never coming out. I think it's funny because, in my opinion, I don't think Iceman's ever coming out at all. There might be other reasons why Iceman won't come out. I think it might have something to do with UMG. I think it might have something to do with his appeal, because there's no way that you had spent the whole winter teasing Iceman just for you to never put it out. I think these laughing emojis are really sad emojis, to be quite honest with you, because how can you have this rollout? This is the longest rollout that I've ever seen. Kai has stopped streaming. That's how long this rollout has been. This rollout has been so long that Kai Cenat won't even stream Iceman episode 4. Like, that's the crazy part to me. This rollout is so long, Kai Cenat has stopped streaming and will no longer stream Iceman episode 4. Like, that's how crazy, that's how long he's been teasing this album. And I've said countless times, I don't think that Iceman exists. I think by the time we get Iceman, it's just going to be a concept album that he had created in his head and just put.
That's a prediction that I had as well. Iceman is going to be a concept album. No, it's going to be a variety album, I should say. It's going to be a plethora of different sounds, but no story. Just here, take some hits.
Put a whole bunch of throwaways together to make one album complete. I don't think it's something that he's worked on and something that he's thought about for years and tried to create. I think this is more so something that he's just thrown a name over with a whole bunch of songs that he's had in the tuck for a really long time. That's what it looks like to me, bro, because all these leaks that come out, people say, oh, this is an Iceman snippet. Like, I don't think it's a snippet of Iceman from the album, because all those snippets that you're sharing aren't even going to.
Wait, did someone just sub? Yo, RLJ, I appreciate you for your subscription. That just came out of nowhere. It's going to be a compilation album. Plain and simple. Iceman is going to be a compilation album, a variety pack. In today's day and age right now, storytelling matters in albums. We don't need a 25-track album no more. We don't need that. We're past that. The best albums that we've gotten recently have been short. The healthiest pack of an album that you can put out has 12 songs on it. That's the healthiest an album could ever be. You don't need 25. You don't need 30. You don't need to be like Chris Brown and have about 60 songs on one album. That's crazy.
And to make it, aren't even going to make it to the album. So when you say Iceman snippet, you have to verify if that snippet is actually from the album, which is not true. None of the songs that we've heard that came out through a leak or through a snippet are going to be on Iceman. Another crazy thing about this back and forth is Drake clowning Kai Cenat and what he does on his free time, what he's trying to do with his career right now. Mm-hmm. If he's trying to spend his time trying to influence people, trying to design things, I think that's a lot better.
Imagine being bullied for following your dreams. That's literally what I'm seeing. Imagine you're putting your hardest work into something that you truly care about and think this is what you want to do for your future. And everybody's clowning you for that. That's literally what I see.
Better than wasting people's time trying to get them to gamble. I think that's the really crazy part about this whole situation between them. You're bagging on a guy who's trying to do something positive, even though people might call it performative. I think it's a lot better than trying to influence young people to gamble. Mm-hmm. I think that's the takeaway from all of this, right? Who are you to say what I could do, or who are you to judge me and what I do on my free time? That is crazy to me. And plus, to think that Drake is like way older than Kai Cenat, for him to bag on him like that is pretty crazy. You could say, oh, he's just joking. Oh, he's just trolling. But to be honest, it all goes back to him bagging on Iceman. It all goes back to how he reviewed it. But Kai Cenat's a live streamer. That's what he does for a living. Mm-hmm. He does that for a living. He watches stuff. He critiques stuff. And he's a live streamer himself. So it takes one to know a great one, right? I mean, let's just be honest here. But maybe Drake feels offended still because he tried to get into this lane and he didn't get the praise that he thought that he would get from Kai. I don't know. But to be honest, it is crazy to see how petty Drake could be to someone because he didn't like what they said about him. To me, it wasn't even that crazy. What Kai said wasn't even that crazy. And Iceman episode 3 came out months ago. It feels like an eternity since Iceman episode 3 came out. This is the longest rollout I've ever seen. The longest rollout I've ever seen. It's ridiculous. And Drake needs to stop worrying about Vivet and start worrying about his album. I think that.
Facts. Don't step over here knowing that you got your own work to do. Don't come over this fence knowing that there's a lot of work going on and then you trying to stomp on everything. But you got a lot of work that you need to do as well. Don't do that. You look silly like that. But why you want to do that for? That's a real question. That's peculiar to me. Stop it. Get some help.
That's the whole response that Kai Cenat was trying to say. Stop worrying about me and go worry about your album. Drake is going to act unbothered, but I think that Kai got him really good right here. But y'all tell me how you feel about this. Y'all make sure that you like the video, subscribe to the channel, hype the video, support the channel, join the Patreon and all that, man. I appreciate everybody that's rocking with me. I'll see y'all later on in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all then, man. Peace. Keep it a legend.
Yeah. There you have it, man. Real talk. I remember on one of the Mafia-thons that Kai Cenat was having, and he brought Kurt Franklin on, and they had that conversation about gambling and how he was given multiple figures to promote this gambling site, and he said no. Multiple figures, like high millions, and he said no. And he's having that conversation with Kurt Franklin. Kurt Franklin of all people. Look, think what you want about Kai. I'm on a different page with that, bro. I don't follow crowds. I lead. You know what I'm saying? When I look at Kai Cenat, I see something in him. Real talk. But he also has to be careful because there's a lot of evil behind the scenes. You know? So that's my one little tidbit. But going back to Drake now, why are you going out doing all these things knowing you got cases you got to deal with? You got an album you've been promoting for over a year and we still never got it. You promoted it for the summertime. Summer went. We're like, okay, fall, we're probably going to get it because, like, his birthday and everything. Nothing. Winter coming around, which makes perfect sense to drop Iceman. Currently in Canada, the snow is melting. When are we going to get this? Springtime? Or are you gonna tease it for summer this year? Bro, what are we doing, man? You look crazy. You're promoting this as if you're gonna get all the sales in the world. You better pray you get that because this doesn't look good. It doesn't look good, bro. This is horrible. For anybody out there, that's probably a PR nightmare. And anybody trying to like help with branding and everything, this is branding nightmare. Anything marketing wise, this is nightmare. You can only use rage bait to market. Just think about that. That's in today's world we live in. They're using rage bait to market. That's what Spotify did with that article talking about we need new leaders. Y'all don't dictate. You're a DSP. You're a music library. Sit down and do your job. That's crazy to me. Anyway, hey, man, those are my thoughts. That's all I got to say. Y'all know what it is. Flexmob.